One of the most frustrating parts about being a parent or a teacher is knowing where the child or the student is coming from. And the same question, the exact same wording of the exact same question for two different children can mean entirely different things. As a child, I often posed questions to my father, and it was his unique task to figure out where the question was actually coming from. So on the day where I said to my father, "What came first, the chicken or the egg?" my father responded, "The chicken came first. God doesn't start with an egg, a almost finished product. God starts with the finished product, and then from that comes life." So then I followed up with the question of, so if God is all-powerful, can God make a rock so large that God can't carry it? To which my father said, "Jay, leave me alone." Because while one question might seem to be a question about the nature of the universe, the other is what my father often referred to as a klutz kasha. A klutz kasha is a question in which you're just simply trying to stump the teacher, not for any real gain, but just so that you can torture him or her. And that was obviously the case. Sometimes I really wanted to engage with my father in sincere questions about the cosmology of the universe. And then there were days I just wanted to torture him. But that's the nature of what it means to be a child. It's what it means to be growing up. And as a father and as a teacher on the other end, I often find myself in that same circumstance in which I find a student in the class who is genuinely interested in understanding the nature of the world and how it works, and comes to the rabbi, comes to their father with real sincere questions about how the whole puzzle is put together. And then there's the student who just says why over and over and over again. But why? But why? But why? Which often leads the teacher, the parent, to say the same thing, even though we loathe to say it, though we know it will stop the conversation. We know it will stop the conversation. And that is when the child says, "But why? But why? But why?" Because I said so. That's the answer we often give, and that is when you say to your child, "Get in the car," and they say, "Why?" "Well, we're going to the store." "But why?" "To buy some food." "But why?" "Get in the car!" "Because I said so." Puts an end to the conversation. The truth is, sometimes we ask questions because we want answers. And sometimes we ask questions because it's unfathomable, the circumstance in which we find ourselves. And we already know there is no answer to our question, but we ask because we need to continue that dialogue. Because we need to continue the conversation. We ask the question in order to say, "I can't bear this circumstance myself. At least listen to my question." Even if there is no good answer, even if I feel completely alone by asking the question, at least I know someone's listening. And that sometimes allows the circumstance to be more palatable. So we have in this morning's Parsha an amazing moment. Vayitrotzetzu banim bikirba, vatomer im kein lama zeh anochi. Rivka becomes pregnant. And in that pregnancy, there are two nations struggling within her belly. And the statement comes as follows, Vayitrotzetzu banim bikirba, and there was this struggling of children in her womb. Vatomer im kein, and she says in that moment, Lama zeh anochi. Why? If there's so much pain in my stomach, my belly, why do I even exist? And we're forced to ask ourselves the question, what is she really pondering? What is going on within her? That's the response to struggle within her own womb. It seems odd to me, though I'll be honest with you, I've never been pregnant. Just want you to know. So I don't know what that feeling is, and I can't relate to it. But you can imagine there are a series of potential questions that she's asking embedded within those words of Lama zeh anochi. Why is this happening to me? So let me just share with you, because almost every rabbi who comments on this small phrase has a different answer or a different understanding of what her question is. The Sforno says, Lama zeh anochi? Why me? Lama zeh hit'avu krovai? Shahita ani im hazera be'amram at Adonai le'alfei revava v'chein ba'alei she'itpalel alai bazeh. Sforno says the question that she's asking is, what's going on here? I know I'm supposed to be the mother of many generations, but I'm afraid of what's going on here. I don't understand this sensation. Is it possible I'm in the midst of a miscarriage? And you can imagine the sincere scare and fright that she feels. I'm supposed to do so much, but what if I can't carry this baby to term? As a father of 5, I can imagine what it feels like in the moment of carrying. Will it come to fruition? So many things have to go right for this to happen properly. It's such a scary moment. And you can see her cry out, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with my body. I'm sincerely afraid. Rashi says something different. Lama zeh anochi? Why? Why me? Mitava umitpalelet al harayon. That she prayed so long to get pregnant. And then look what happens. Why did I ever pray to become pregnant? Says Rashi. Why did I ask this upon myself? I can't imagine this is something natural that's going on here. Why did I ask for it? Rashi asks the question that so many times we say to ourselves today, be careful what you ask for. Because you never know. What you're really praying for, is that something that you really want? That's Rashi's explanation. Chizkuni, a third comment, says, Im ken gadol tsar ha'ibur, lama zeh anochi, kayemet b'chayim noach li, she'amarti miyad v'lo esbol od tsar ha'yon v'leida. Chizkuni says she's in so much pain, she doesn't think she can survive. It's not about the survival of what's in her womb, it's her own personal survival. She believes that this pain is far great for her to be able to bear, and she's afraid she'll die in that moment. Incredibly scared, Rebecca. She doesn't know why this is happening. And she's afraid for her own life. 3 different questions, all with the same word. Lama zeh anochi? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? For the same person can mean something different for someone else. Why is this happening? Is a question we all ask ourselves in our lives. Why did this occur? Can I live from this experience? Will I survive this moment? Is the pain too much for me to bear? I never believed in the circumstance that God doesn't give you more than you can handle. Because the truth is, in life, sometimes life gives us more than we can handle. And the critical stage is to continue to ask the question and say, I can't do this alone. I need others to respond to my question of why, even if their answer is no good. Which leads us to the last comment that I want to share with you, and it's It's the reading of the Ramban. He says, Chaser ve'einenu shalem. Lama ze anochi ba'olam halavai eineni. Ramban says something beautiful. He says, you know what? Sometimes there are no answers to the good questions. Chaser ve'eineni shalem. Sometimes life deals us challenges and obstacles. And we feel depleted from that. We feel less. We feel as though part of us is no longer. And we feel less than whole. Chaser lanu. Sometimes we just feel depleted. So I tell you this morning. Keep talking. Keep the conversation alive. Keep asking the questions. Because when you stop talking, you'll find yourself in an incredible space of loneliness. Rebecca is about to give birth in this week's Parsha. And before her lays a life that she might never have imagined. When you become a parent, sometimes it's a completely different experience than you thought it was going to be. Sometimes our children are born differently than we thought they would be, with challenges that seem insurmountable. Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes there's tremendous pain and anguish in our lives. The question is, why? The answer is, I don't have a good answer. So many times people come to me and they ask me to do 2 jobs that I'm ill-qualified for, and I say this all the time. So many times people want me to come and be the judge, what's right and what's wrong. But more often than not, people come to me to ask me to be their prophet, which I can't be. They say to me, what's gonna be? How is it gonna work itself out? How does the story end? To which I say, I don't know, but I'm more than happy to walk this road with you to see where it goes. That has to be both our question and our response to those people we encounter in our lives. We have to be able to be willing to say, let me hear your question. Even if I don't have a good answer, hold my hand. We'll walk together. I may not be able to say to you why it occurred, but if you ask me why, I can take your hand and we can walk together. You know that famous song, don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Just walk beside me and be my friend. And together, we can accomplish a life that's filled with meaning and purpose. Even if we don't know the answer to every question that the universe poses, we can walk together in a life of meaning and purpose. Even if I don't know the answer to why, I can at least say, I'm here. Anochi. I'm here. I can imagine the many questions that are embedded in her one line of Lama ze anochi. What's my purpose? It seems as though I'm not making much difference. To which I say, you're here, I'm here together with you. You have meaning, you have purpose, you have value. Let's see if we can figure out these questions together. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.